Hello again, this is LE Diecast, and we're going to have a video on the finds that I got at the Riverside Hotwheelers show. And as far as I know, there's nothing valuable in here, but I wanted to show you the cars I picked out. There was an earlier video, part one of this, that were the cars my son picked, and these were the cars that I picked out. So, most of these, by the way, were 50 cents or $1. I don't think any of these cost more than that. First off, we've got Turboa, one of the iconic castings from Hot Wheels. Don't be surprised to see this one show up in the 2013 series. I haven't seen a list of what the final ones are, but this one seems to fit the bill. Next up, we've got a... What year is this, by the way? Whoops, sorry about that. This one is, I believe this is the 1997... 96. And this one is the Twang Thang. I like how it says guitar car style, as if you couldn't tell. Thought that was rather funny. Next up, we've got the Batmobile. Found this one for $1. This isn't my favorite Batmobile, but for $1, can't beat that. 2010. A Matchbox. I picked this one up. This one was one of the old Blackwall models that I have, and I didn't know they had re-released it. They've changed the name. This one here is called Cosmic Blues, but it used to be called something different. I don't remember what, but a neat car nonetheless. Here's the 2010 Ford GT-LM in yellow. Next up, this must be a 96, and it is a Swing Fire, which I think is kind of a strange name for a snow patrol, but you know, back in the 90s, early 2000s, Hot Wheels just kind of threw these things together, I think. This is part of start of the Spy Print series, and if you've watched my videos before, you know this is one we always pick up, and this is the Stealth that they're calling it here. I think it changed its name. This one goes by Top Secret Spy Mission. I don't know if those were like little hints or secrets or what, but some strange little messages on the cars back at that time. Actually, we should do a whole video on 1996 Hot Wheels with all the bad graphics that were on them. This one has its opening cockpit. See there? Opening cockpit. This is Phantom Racer series. This is Power Rocket. 96, I believe. This one was interesting, and I don't know the story on this one, so maybe somebody can tell me. This is the Oshkosh snowplow, but if you look, there's no snowplow. There's the opening for the snowplow. See right there? And usually the snowplow is kind of up here, kind of jammed in there, and then you click it in. I've got one here. We always pick it up. We have a few versions of this, but see, here's the snowplow, and it's supposed to have a snowplow that clips in on front. So the I don't know what happened there. Anyways, this one is a Oshkosh snowplow without the snowplow. So knowing the year when this was made, the 1990s, it probably just got forgotten in production and nobody ended up with a snowplow. This was a neat one. I don't know the story behind these, but there's two cars here. There's a, zoom in on that. There's this, what is that? Is that a Camaro? Can't see it behind my camera there. But it's these HEBs, and I'm assuming that these were exclusives to some sort of market. And I'm not familiar with HEB, so I don't know if that's a market name or what. Probably some sort of like Kroger's exclusive. It doesn't say much on the back about them. So, not sure, but a lot of people collect those highway haulers. I like those. I've got quite a few of them, but I like this little double set. that was kind of neat. This one I just thought was funny. Another early or late 1990s. It's a Mercedes-Benz. It's Mercedes-Benz Unimog. And I don't know what that is a picture of there. Zoom in on it. I don't know if that's supposed to be a dog or a bug or... I don't know. Anyway, 1990s. Graphics and Hot Wheels in 1990s. Not a good combination. I got one of these. We have a few. I tend to throw these into the trades that I make just because it's another one of the real iconic Hot Wheel castings, if you want to call it that. You turn the back and that little Hot Wheels sign changes, but the Goodyear blimp, we usually pick those up when we see them. I think that was 50 cents. This one, I may open this one. I've never seen this car. This is the Sidekick. It's all metal, and it's a let's see, well, 1999, which they were still making quite a few metal cars in 1999. Looks like a neat car for the track, though. We will see. This one, another one that I tend to pick up for trades, to throw into trades. This is the Radio Flyer wagon in purple, 2001. Another Batman car. This one I believe was one of the Walmart exclusives from the Batman series. This is the Brave and the Bold Batmobile. This one is a 2010 Classic Nomad. I actually got that one by mistake. I thought it was a 2011, and I thought that I did not have the color, so I picked it up, and it's 2010. This one, we got a few of these also for trades, just because a lot of people like school buses, and it's another one, late 1990s. Again, a little saying, red hot paint job. Really? That's kind of not useful information to put on there. So this one I really liked. I think this was one of my favorites that I picked up of my singles. And this is a first edition, and it's the Bling's Plymouth Barracuda. Of course, there's barely any Barracuda left, but I really like that paint job. The Barracuda black hood on it. Again, with the graphics, they did this a lot, that kind of thing, a lot there in the early 2000s, where they put a little picture of the car. I don't know why you'd need that, plus it's facing the wrong way. Probably look better if it was facing the other way, the way the car is facing. This one, yet another one. We pick up a lot of these for trades. This is the Hydroplane Flamethrower Series High-Speed Airfoil. I'm going to do a whole video on 2006 through 2008. Little sayings. We could have like a saying of the day on the Facebook page. This is Grease Lightning. You've probably, if you've been watching my videos, you've seen a lot of these. I get this car every time I see it. If you ever make a trade for me, with me, you can throw in as many of these as you want. We use them a lot on the track. One of my favorite track cars. Speaking of favorite cars, this one no good for the track, but one of my favorite cars. And this was the first edition of the Superbird, the 70 Superbird. And this one I am going to keep. I was real happy to find it. The card's a little beat up. I think I paid 50 cents for it. So not a big deal. This one, again, if you're not familiar with these cars, this is the Charger. And not crazy about this Tampo. This looks very late 1990s with the kind of the three-color offset Tampo. But the Charger is the much longer one. The Superbird and the Charger, two very long cars. They had those big iconic fins on the back. Love those cars. Next up, Highway Hauler, yet another one. Not much to say, 2002. I like this one. It's more colorful than a lot of the Highway Haulers, plus it was black. I thought this was interesting. It had the factory sealed 2002 case, and I'm pretty familiar with these factory cases, but I didn't know they were making them in 2002. If anybody knows how far back the factory cases go, let me know. By the way, it has nothing to do with the value. In fact, it probably lowers the value on a single like that to have the sticker on it. Speed Spray series yet again. Another hydroplane and high speed Sea Jet. Yes, it is. There you go, in case you wondered. Yep. This one I got mainly because my son got the other one. This is a M4A3 Sherman tank. My son, if you watch the other video in this series, got the other tank they had. I like his a little better than this one. I'm jealous of his. Another Daytona Challenger. Or sorry, Charger. Get my Challengers, Chargers, and Superbird mixed up. This one is 1996, first edition. That's why I got it. Charger, Daytona. And it is a premier collector's model! Exclamation point. Yes, it is. Not really. It's probably worth about $1. This one I actually inherited. My son wanted this one, and then he wanted one of mine, so I traded him, and I just told him to give me one of his. So he picked this one, Oshkosh Concrete Mixer. Those Oshkosh people, they make snow plows without plows, and they make concrete mixers that face the opposite way that I'm used to, and they make them in bright, super molded plastic yellow. Yeah. That is some graffiti on a mixing truck. That would take a brave mixing truck driver to drive around. This one, I don't know the story on this one. I have never seen it, and I'm sure it's not really worth anything. But it's really tiny. It's hard to tell there, but there's the card. And if I zoom this back, it's a really tiny little model. This is the 4-1. And it's a real cute little car. I'll probably leave it in the packaging because it's in pretty good shape, but I'd like to see what this did on the track. These little tiny cars usually do pretty good. It's got an offset compartment, driver's compartment. If you were the driver on that, that engine would get awfully hot. And you're kind of, if you can see there, your arm would probably get burned. Not a safe car to drive. We've got a Mad Props. This is the first edition Mad Props. I don't know much about this version. I collect Mad Props. We've got a lot of them. And I was surprised to see the first edition Mad Props going for 50 cents. So, anybody knows anything about that one, let me know. I don't expect it's worth any money, but I was surprised to see it sitting in the 50-cent bin, so I grabbed it. This one, if you were watching my son's video, he got one too. We both got one. We actually were going to the show looking for this particular model, which for the diehard collectors is probably really sad. But we both really wanted this one, and that is the Speedosaurus. Yes, nothing is better than a dinosaur riding on a car chassis. It just doesn't get any better than that. And this is 95 model series. Does it have a little, oh, it doesn't have a little saying. Oh well. It says new model though. And this last one, another one we tend to pick up just because it's another iconic one, and that's the Hot Seat. This one is in a not so pretty blue and reddish orange. Again, 2001. I'm not sure what it was about America's color sense in 2001, but some of the color combinations from the earlier series, well, at least the 90s, are pretty awful. So thanks for watching. Again, join us on Facebook. You can find us at LE Diecast, or you can follow the links there in YouTube. And if you're interested in trading, or you just want to talk about Hot Wheels, or you just like to watch videos about the stuff that I find each week, join us there, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.